Hello, Michigan gardeners. This is Doug at Buzzard Family Farm. We're on Verona Road, just outside of Marshall, Michigan. I'm continuing this video from what I did early May when I showed you that we were planting the bare root strawberries, and then I followed that up with a video later where I deblossomed the berries, took off the blossoms, and forced the plants to put their energy into making runners, and they have indeed done that. And so we're at the next phase where we're going to remove the black plastic, set the runners, do a little weeding, and then put some straw down around the plants to try to suppress the weeds that are inevitably going to come. Biggest challenge with strawberries, they're like a big long row of perennials, is to keep the weeds under control. And the first year is the critical year. If perennial weeds get set in, thistle, dandelions, any of the ones that come back and winter over, you'll have a really hard time getting them out once they're established in with all the strawberries. And it can make it more crowded and make it more difficult to pick. So you want to get the weeds out of there early and really maintain good weed control your first year. So you can see behind me, I've already done this row. I removed the black plastic and, like I said, set the runners. I'll show you what I mean. And then I put some straw around. We're also going to add landscape fabric in between this row and this row. I've got it partway down, but I ran out of landscape fabric and we picked some more up the other day. So I'm going to bring that out and just bring landscape fabric down in between. That's where we kneel to pick, and we don't need it to be bare because, of course, weeds will grow there too. So if we put the landscape fabric down and then some of the straw on top of it, it makes a nice soft place to kneel and pick your strawberries next June. So here's what I would call a runner. Gotta see if I can get you in the video. This berry plant here has several runners, and what they are is basically the strawberry plant has sent out an arm, a new branch, and at the end of that branch is another berry plant, and you're going to want to set that runner. By setting, we're just going to push it down in the soil. We've had so much rain recently. The soil is nice and moist, so it's easy to just push it down in the soil a little bit, and it will root in and form another berry plant. So this technique is called a matted row technique. It's traditionally what northern growers have used. There are some northern growers now who are growing their berries in black plastic, and they simply remove all the runners. They don't want those runners. They just want the original mother plant to produce berries. But we're doing a matted row culture here. The row will be 18 to 24 inches wide when I'm done. You got to try to keep the row fairly narrow because you want good disease control. You don't want to lose all your air movement and possibly have some disease next year. But you do want to get more berry plants set, the runners set, so that you get even more berry production. So what I do is weed around the plants as I remove this black plastic. And here is actually a strawberry. I missed that blossom, so there's a strawberry forming, but I'm just removing it now. And is pull back that black plastic, and again, you're exposing all that ground to light now, so you're going to have weed control issues. That's why we're going to put some mulch, some straw mulch down. But you just take that runner there, and I'm going to push it down in the dirt. And I'm going to do 2 or 3 per plant. If I have excess runners, I'm just going to remove them. So this runner actually has a runner coming off it. I'm just going to remove the extra runner and set that berry plant. And then this one, remove that. And I'm going to try to keep it in like an 18 to 24 inch range here. And then what I'll do is take some straw. I like to fluff it up really good and then work it in around and along the sides of the bed. So that the berries have a nice soft cushion to form on next spring. They'll be much cleaner when we're picking if we have straw down. because the berry will be on the straw instead of on dirt. And it also, like I said, provides a really nice mulch, holds the moisture in just as the plastic was doing prior to this. And then also the big thing, and this is my thing with strawberries, is I want weed control as much as possible. They are a very difficult crop to control the weeds on. So that's what I'm doing today. Again, we'll add some black landscape fabric in between so that we don't have to control weeds in between the rows. And I'll try and do a video later that shows you what the berry plants look like toward the end of the summer and how we get them ready for winter. I'm going to take you over to the old strawberry bed and just show you quickly what these guys look like. So what I did was, on the 4th of July, we were closed. I came out with the lawnmower, put it on its highest setting, and then I just went down through and mowed these berries off. That's called renovation. You want your berries to start over again. And you can see with all the rain we've had, again, nice row of berries coming here, coming back, but it's way too wide. So I'm going to have to narrow them up and get them to be more in that, like I said, 18 to 24 inch range. But this next year will be their 4th year we've been picking on them. And usually berries, 3 to 5 years is a general rule of thumb for any given planting of berries. We'll see what they did. They produced well when the weather cooperated this year. That wasn't always. We started very dry, so we were running, you can see down here, that's the drip irrigation that's running down through. So we ran that a lot on the berries early this year, and then toward the end of June, when all the rain came, we didn't have to irrigate anymore, but then the problem was we had so much rain, the final berries rotted. But at any rate, we felt we had an okay season, given that we had an early freeze that took out some of our early berries. We had water at the end that took out some of our late berries, but we still felt we had a pretty good crop, and we're happy with the results we got. So like I said, I will do another video later on when we're getting to show you what the new berries look like later in the season. Hopefully we won't see lots of weeds sticking up, and hopefully that straw has really helped to suppress the weed count, and I've kept the row reasonably wide, not too wide, and then I'll show you how we put the berries to bed for the winter. All right, I'll see you next time on the next video. Thanks.